Thanks for joining us for City Council Comments. I'm Steve Erickson along with Mayor Jerry Cook. Today we're talking about the June 4th and our June 18th City Council meetings. Thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
We're ringing in summer here officially in the studio, and of course, one sign of that, like you talked about the rain,
Yeah.
that's a good sign. We've had a ton of that. But our farmers market has started up for the season.
Farmers market is open, and that's always a good sign of summer. Down at the Ice Center, Wednesday afternoons, is it 1 to 5?
3 to 6.
3 to 6.
Yep.
3 to 6. Yep, you want to get yourself some, whatever's in season.
Yes, and it does depend. They have vendors from the Growers Association. That stuff just kind of comes in and out, depending on the season, depending on the weather, all of that. But new this year, there are some additional non-produce vendors, crafters, those types of things. So if you're interested in having a booth down there, you can just go to the city's website and get more information and sign up if you're interested in taking part. I know that's always a popular place, and it's great to have some additional vendors down there for when you have a few less produce vendors at some of those Wednesdays.
Sure. Yeah, adds to the festivities.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the rain that we mentioned, the monsoon we're having. It's got everybody looking like rocket scientists with their yards and saving everybody sprinkler money.
Yes.
However, it's also really ramping up the yards that people aren't mowing. So if you have one of those in your neighborhood, feel free to use the city's report it and give them the address, and we'll send somebody out there and remind them to mow.
Yeah, you got to just get there's certain periods of time you have to get it in with when you've had rain like every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and some of them, but you go by and they haven't mowed yet this year, or they've mowed once, or, you know.
Yes, there is that too.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the guy that's just having a hard time getting out there because of the rain, I'm going to give him a pass.
All right. All right. Well, let's jump into things here. We're going to start talking about our June 18th council meeting. One of the first items there was the approval of a full on-sale liquor, Sunday liquor, and tavern license for Stumpy's Hatchet House.
Stumpy's Hatchet House came to Coon Rapids, I think last fall. We had to actually change an ordinance to allow for them to come into our regional shopping area. And it's just a really fun business. Yeah. It's a really nice business model. It's family owned, great folks. It looks like a lot of fun. I haven't actually thrown one of those hatchets yet, but now Councilmember Carlson has.
Ooh,
he says it's great.
Scary.
It's scary. But they opened with a menu with food, and then with beer and wine, and this is just kind of the next logical step. Now they have full on-sale liquor, Sunday liquor, and a tavern license. So what more can you ask for?
Liquor and axes. What more could you ask for?
And what could possibly go wrong?
All right, no, they're very safe. There's rules you got to follow.
Yeah, lots of dividers.
And if you don't know, they'll show you how to do it. They usually say within about 10 minutes, people pick up, how to do it. So
that's after you sign the waiver.
Yes, that is true. All right, council adopted a resolution accepting a donation for a park bench. We have these from time to time on our agenda.
It's a really nice way to honor people, to remember people, to whatever. And this was a $700 donation, park bench to honor Chris and Jill Casper. And I'm not sure who they are, but we're very thankful to the family or them for stepping up and making the contribution. These are well used. They're in our parks trail system, so it'll definitely be used.
All right. Council considered a resolution awarding a contract for the 2024 Reclamate Maintenance Project.
Yeah, I think Mr. Hammer said Reclamite, didn't he?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
These words.
This is a company that does our street sealing.
Yes.
And their company is an asphalt rejuvenator, restoring and preserving of the asphalt. Okay. And apparently they're the only ones with this specific product right now. So we only had one bid, but everybody on staff was happy with it. And
so this process, it's been done a couple of years now. This replaces the previous seal coating process, correct?
I thought we were still doing fog coating too in certain applications.
Possibly.
But I might be wrong on that.
Okay. but the full where they put down the rocks and all of that, and they have to go back and take it up. This is a quicker process.
Yeah.
That previous process was basically just like a layer that went across the street, whereas this stuff actually gets down into the pavement and prolongs the life of the street.
Right. Yeah. The oil and the gravel that used to really seem like a good system, and then we had one bad year, and we haven't done that since. So.
All right. So look for this to save some of our roads here.
Oh, and your reminder was, even if you can get past the cones, don't drive on it.
Don't drive on it, because I know there has been some concerns about that. This is something you can't drive over right away.
Yeah.
Let it do its thing, and it will then hopefully prolong the life of the street, and you'll be getting assessment less often, right?
Right.
All right. Council considered a resolution accepting plans and specifications. This is for the East Water Treatment Plant generator improvements.
Yes. So this isn't just replacing the generators. This is actually improving it. The generator that's there would maintain like the lights and things.
Yeah.
Now we're actually increasing the capacity so that it'll actually do the water treatment. We've got another generator there that'll run one of the booster wells. We can actually produce water if we are out of electricity for an extended period of time. In the past, between the two water treatment plants and the water towers, we haven't run out of water. But if you end up with an extended outage, especially if it have impacted both the plants, and then it was compounded by a fire, we just want to make sure that belts and suspenders. We want to make sure we've got redundancy and that we don't run out of water.
Sounds like an important thing.
Yeah.
All right. Council adopted a resolution accepting a traffic safety grant from the state of Minnesota. Anytime we can get grant money, good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah. I mean, as I always say, it's just money out of your left pocket instead of your right pocket, but
True.
It still came from the state.
Yes.
We were looking for a $25,000 grant, and we found out that if we partnered with the city of Anoka, that we could each get a $50,000 grant. So we have a $50,000 grant, and that's for increasing traffic
This is North
monitoring.
Boulevard?
Northdale Boulevard between Hanson and University, by the Sand Creek Park and such. There's a lot of homes on that road. It was just reconstructed, so it's just really nice and smooth.
Okay.
And it's
So is this partnering with Blaine?
nope.
It's Anoka?
It's Anoka.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought that was weird too, but apparently Anoka has their own project separate from this.
Okay.
So
I was just thinking, but I suppose if it leads up to the Blaine border.
I would have thought it would have partnered with Blaine, but that's a lot of extrapolation, and we were told Anoka.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but it's just it's to ramp up enforcement and patrolling on that stretch of road.
Yep. All right. That's all we have from the June 18th meeting. We'll move back now to our June 4th meeting. One of the first items there, we want to talk about council accepting or adopting a resolution accepting the Community Strength Foundation donation. This is for our summer concert series, which is well underway now.
Yeah, I think we've already had two. Our third is tonight. And the Community Strength Foundation is the organization that all of the gambling proceeds, the lodging tax, things like that go through. And then they write the checks for things like this to the Arts Commission for our Summer in the Concert Parks, or Summer in the Concert.
Our summer concert series.
Thank you. And this is a great partnership with Anoka County. Anoka County, normally you pay a daily fee to get into the Coon Rapids Regional Dam Park, but that is a county park, and on Thursday nights for these, they waive it. So you can go in and park for free and go in and enjoy some great music. And if you go hungry and get there early enough, the North Star Lions are there cooking food, and the Boy Scouts are there selling popcorn and candy and beverages.
All right.
So you don't have to spend any money, but if you want to, you can.
Go eat, listen to some music. There's quite the variety bands, R&B, country. There's even a Beatles tribute band. That's the last concert on Thursday, August 8th.
Yep, and it's every Thursday night except during our 4th of July celebration. So there is not one on July 4th, right?
Correct. Yep. 7 p.m. Coon Rapids Dam. Check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Council adopted a resolution appointing
The Historical Commission. Longtime resident stepped up and volunteered to be on the Historical Commission. Longtime resident, which is apparently important if you're going to be on the Historical Commission. And so, yeah, we appreciate everybody that serves on these commissions, and we thank her for stepping up.
Yeah, they do a lot of work. You couldn't run city business without them. They make recommendations a lot of time to council. So if anybody is interested in serving on a commission, all you need to do is go to the city's website. There's an interest form you could fill out, ranking which commissions you want to serve on, and then when openings pop up, they'll get in contact with you.
Yeah, and there are a lot of them, and it's a great way to get to know your community. It's a great way to get to know people, and it takes a community of 63,000 and really brings it down to a neighborhood, and it's just, yeah. And we really appreciate their service.
Yeah. All right. Council introduced an ordinance rezoning property. This is at 10701 Butternut Street. This is pretty much University Avenue between Northdale and Egret. This was a proposed townhouse project as part of this. This was introduced, but now you're going to workshop it further, correct?
Right. Yeah. So Planning Commission has looked at this, and they had the public hearing, and as council members, it's our duty to watch and listen to the public hearing on this. And we've really gotten a lot of pushback from residents on this because, frankly, Butternut Street, which is just a residential street, is being used by more than just the residents. It's being used as a cut across. It has some traffic issues on it. And they're concerned if we rezone this to medium density residential, they could put up to 34 housing units in there, and all of them would dump onto Butternut Street. Okay. So it would take, there's about 64 residences there and residents there now, and it would add another more than 50% to it. So they just want us to really take a look at it.
Okay.
And we've got a little hope. We're hoping that Anoka County will come through and allow a right in and right out on University. That'll change everybody's attitude about this. And we just wanted a little more time to talk about it. So we're going to have a workshop on it. So we introduced it, but we did not take action at the following council meeting. We're going to instead workshop it before we look at it again.
Okay, and this was just for the rezoning of the property. It was not specifically about the actual townhouse project.
Right, yeah, and that's where you get, we're just looking at rezoning. Yeah. We're not looking at the site plan right now. That's a different discussion. Yeah. But you also don't want to rezone something and then find out that there is no reasonable site plan, because you do have to allow development. Yeah. And if the only reasonable site plan includes cars on Butternut Street, I'm not a fan. Yeah. I'm not a fan. So.
All right, so more to come on this?
More to come.
All right, another introduction of an ordinance, this one establishing a local housing trust fund, and also, as I understand it, this one will also be workshopped.
Yeah, this one just, a lot of this we need to do because, as we had talked earlier, it opens us up for some state funding, some matching money. But this is also the remnants of the Mortgage Assistance Foundation, and that had a lot of horsepower on that committee. There was real estate developers, mortgage people. There was a lot of people that were very creative in maintaining that money and making sure it was reinvested into our housing. Right. And I don't want to completely lose that. I'd like us to consider a way to either get another commission or to somehow seek their input. So that's part of the reason for the conversation. And then the other is they're suggesting some various down payment assistance with the money, and I just want to have a conversation about that too.
All right, so more to come on that topic as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Council adopted a resolution awarding the sale of about $8.5 million in general obligation bonds. This is pretty much for like street reconstruction projects and also our park bond project.
Yeah, so like 11 years ago, we passed a park bond referendum for $17.5 million reinvestment into our parks and trails. We've really done an amazing amount of work with that money. We've leveraged it, and we've just got some really nice projects out of it. And now we're doing the last piece of it, which is the trail along connecting basically Coon Creek Park to Main Street. and it's going to run along the wetlands there, and it should be a pretty spectacular trail.
Yeah, wooden boardwalk out there.
So $1.5 million of this is for that. There's, like you say, street reconstruction. There's money for our enterprise funds in there, our water and sewer replacement, things like that.
All right. So it seems like we do one big bond sort of sale a year, and we got pretty good rates. It sounds like things are good with our credit rating.
Yeah. Coon Rapids is maintaining double A1 credit rating, which is really as good as a city of our size can hope for.
Yeah.
And Ellers has been taking care of us on our bonds for years, and they do a great job and get us really competitive bids.
Yeah. All right. That's all we had to talk about on that council meeting. I want to talk about our Summer in the City meetings. We kicked those off earlier this month. First one we had at Mercy Park, and we have another one coming up here next week.
Yeah. June 11th at Mercy Park. That was the most perfect evening I think we've ever had for one of those.
Yeah, it was nice.
Shade, nice temperature, breeze. It was wonderful. And next week on Tuesday, June 25th, we will be having our second meeting in the park, and that will be at Prairie
Oaks Park,
which is right on the west side of Wexford up there. Hanson, take a right, go east on 127th, and it's just a block into the park. It's a beautiful neighborhood park there.
Yep.
So we just really encourage folks to come out to these because we bring everybody out into the park to meet people right where they are.
Yes.
We've got our engineering, our police, fire.
Public Works brings out their trucks.
Public Works brings out their truck. We get the big shots from CTN Studios out there. No, but it's the city manager, the elected officials. Everybody is out there to answer your questions, to provide information. Tommy Shabilla comes out there, the forester, usually hands out little pine trees.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about any of the trees dying so fast in town, he'll be happy to give you an update.
Yeah, it's just a great place to find everybody in like one spot that you can get multiple questions answered.
Yep.
So come out to that. If you can't make June 25th at Prairie Oaks Park, we'll also be at Woodview Park on Tuesday, July 16th. That one's at 11540 Olive Street. We decided near Presbyterian Church of the Master. So north side of Northdale, there's a little park.
Yeah, and you've already been cautioned. 35 miles an hour coming in on Northdale because extra patrols there now.
Yes. So keep that in mind if you're coming to our July 16th meeting. But those happen from 6:30 to 8, and there's also a prize drawing at the end. So
we give away a couple $25 gift cards for Kendall's Tavern and Chop House. The other thing I was going to mention is the water utility is there. Yes. And they always do the demonstration, and it's very interesting to find out what you can flush. Because a lot of people flush things that they shouldn't be flushing and end up with their own problems in their own sewer lines, and we end up with problems in our sewer lines. So it's educational.
Lots of cool demonstrations.
Wait, did we say free ice cream and water?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, the fire department's there handing out free ice cream, and there's ice cold water. So come on out.
We did in the first show. All right, we are moving on now to our 4th of July celebration. That's the big thing coming up at Boulevard Plaza.
That is. It starts Tuesday, July 2nd. It's always July 2nd, July 3rd, and July 4th. Yep. And this year, that happens to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, it kicks off the Carnival Midway, food trucks, the Lions Tent, firefighter bingo, and this is our 3rd annual Coon Rapids High School all-class reunion, Tuesday night the 5th from 5 to 10.
Tuesday, July 2nd from 5 to 10, right?
Yes. I don't know what I said, but it's yes.
that thing has been fairly popular, right?
It has. The first year we had a few hundred, and then last year we had about, I think, almost 400 register, but there had to be over 500 people there. And it's just this really laid-back evening. If you're a graduate of Coon Rapids High School, come back in, and just see people. There's no cost for attending. We're in the beer tent. You can buy a beer, or you can buy whatever you want. But you don't have to spend any money if you don't. And then the Lions are very generous. They give us the beer tent for the night, and then we get the tip jars for the evening. So each of this will be our third now, and each of the last 2 years we've been able to give away a $1,000 scholarship to the Coon Rapids Scholarship Association. Nice. So yeah, it's a very nice event.
And it sounds like they divide them amongst the years, so you can kind of find people in sections, and also they're doing teachers this year.
Yeah, our high school, our first graduating class was 66.
Yeah.
So we go by 5-year cohorts. There's 66 to 70 and 71 to 75, and then we had a suggestion from some retired staff that we should add staff.
Yeah.
So now we have a new sign, the Coon Rapids High School staff, and we're going to put that over with the 2021 and later, because there's really not many kids that show up for that yet.
Okay. Then you are here.
So they can kind of have their own
So you
thing.
don't have to stay in your zone all night. It's just a way for people to find.
It's a way to kind of start out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everybody wanders everywhere and finds a place to sit and listen to the band. We have a great band, Arena, which is sponsored by Ray McManus and the shortstop. He pays for the band for the reunion night.
Of course, that's our big parade night as well.
That is our big parade night as well. So, yeah, I'll be at the reunion tent. I'll be leaving right from there to do the parade.
6 o'clock, that starts.
Yeah, 6 o'clock, and that starts and ends at the Ice Center. I think we're gonna have 5 marching bands again.
Okay, I haven't seen a parade lineup.
That was kind of what I thought I heard at the last carnival meeting.
Those always make the parade great.
Yeah.
When you have the music mixed in with a little bit. I'm sure we'll have a few politicians as well.
You know, it's a big election year. You know, we're going to have a lot of politicians. Yeah.
All right. So that's the parade.
They're just the worst, aren't they?
You know. Are we being recorded? All right. Wednesday, July 3rd, we can move to that. Midway again, firefighter bingo. The Police Association is doing a new event, a bags tournament this year, as a fundraiser for Shop with a Cop. So that's cool, and the car show is that night as well.
Yeah, and again, live music, city nights that night. Yeah. And the bags tournament, this is the first year of that. Yeah. And it was kind of fun. They went to the local civic organizations and got groups to buy the boards. Yeah. So when you go there, there'll be like a couple boards from the Lions Club and a couple boards from Community Strength and a couple boards marked out for the Coon Rapids Rotary Club. And so that was a neat way to get the boards. Yeah. So it's a neat event.
Then, of course, July 4th, there's lots going on as well.
Starts out right away in the morning, 8 a.m. with the Firecracker 5K. Yep. All the registration from that is online, and you pick your packets up over at Alloy. And then there's the Kids Sparkler Dash, and then the Carnival Midway and the food trucks and everything opens at noon. Firefighter Bingo at 2. And that something new this year from 4 to 6, a public safety meet and greet. Yeah. And you have a better understanding of that than I do, I believe.
You'll be able to meet some of your local public safety officials from 4 to 6. So we'll check that out. And then, of course, there's more live music that night. Rockin' Hollywoods will be on stage.
The Rockin' Hollywoods will be from 6:30 to 10. And then at 10 p.m., you're going to want to be there because, along with 25,000 of your closest friends, for one of the greatest fireworks displays in the Midwest. Yeah. So it goes a full half hour, and it's really well done.
It's always great, but you got to stake out that spot early and then be patient to get out of there when it's all done. Right?
And then, they're doing everything they can for traffic control to get people out of there. But when you have that many people, it's going to jam up. Yeah. It's just inevitable. So I like to just sit and relax. Hang out, and go home later.
Yeah, just listen to music in your car or something like that.
Yeah, we stay outside. But
all right, July 2nd through the 4th, Boulevard Plaza on the grounds of the Ice Center. You can have all of that fun. I think I can read your mind. Do you have a public service announcement that you would like to do before we go?
Public service announcement. Yeah, and it's based on personal experience. Had somebody come to our house trying to sell me pest services, and I had just read something online about them, and I said, "Where's your solicitor's license?" Yeah. He goes, "Yeah, I've got one." "Where's your solicitor's license? It's supposed to be displayed." Mm-hmm. And he dug in his pocket and he pulled one out and showed it to me. And it was the city of Blaine. It's like, you were nowhere near Blaine, pal. Yeah. And so at any rate, what I really want people to know is, if somebody comes to your door, they have to have on their person displayed a Coon Rapids solicitor's license, or we don't know anything about them. So just, you can tell them to go away, irrespective of whether they have one or not. But if they don't have a license, they're actually subject to up to $1,000 fine.
Or just do what I do, don't answer the door. Although you said you were in plain view of the door, so don't do your work right in front of the door.
Yeah, I was working right there. Yeah.
Might be the moral of the story. I do also believe, on a serious note, that there is a list also on the city's website of the current solicitors, that people that are licensed. So you can check that out as well.
It's probably been updated now. It was the one that was there yesterday and the offices were closed was up to June 14th.
Okay.
But then I did check with the clerk's office, and we have nobody from that particular company registered here. So,
okay. All right. I do believe you had 2 public service announcements.
I did.
Long grass.
Oh, long grass. Yeah. We were talking about the rain.
Yeah.
And it's awesome because people don't have to run their sprinklers. Everybody's green right now. It looks amazing. Yeah. But some of these yards haven't been mowed yet this year. And they're really long. And if you have a neighbor or somebody that you drive by, you can report it. You can even report anonymously on the city's website, and we'll give them a reminder to get out and mow. Because that's, with the amount of mosquitoes we're going to have this year, we don't need even more places for them to.
Yeah, it's growing fast and furious. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it is.
And we're supposed to have more this weekend. They're talking another 2 to 4 inches Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, right. I was mowing every 4 days, and now with the rain, it's going to be a full week, and I'm thinking I'm going to need a baler. But.
Yeah, it's hard to know when to get out there to get it done before the next round of rain. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have. Is there any other public service announcements you have for us?
I can't think of a thing, Steve.
All right.
And if I think of anything else, we can do this again.
That's true. We'll just tack it on an extra. All right. And on that note, we should mention our 2 meetings in July. Due to the 4th of July week, everything's being bumped back. So we're going to be meeting on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month for council at 7 p.m. rather than the 1st and 3rd Tuesday.
Yeah. The council all wanted to be in the parade rather than back in the city council chambers.
Yes.
So
I believe Tuesday, July 9th, if I'm thinking, and the 23rd will be our dates.
Yep.
And then right after that, we'll see everybody again for another edition of City Council Comments.
There we go.
Thank you for being here. Thank you at home for watching. Have a great 4th of July.